Have you ever wondered why psychological research papers have a particular structure and format? Welcome to the Psychology and Physical Training channel, Introduction to APA Guidelines. It's not just to make life more complicated for students and researchers. The American Psychological Association, or APA, has developed a set of guidelines that are widely adopted in the field of psychology. These guidelines ensure uniformity, clarity, and accuracy in the representation of research findings. In this video, we'll delve into 5 key topics around the APA guidelines. First, we'll explore sources of information, discussing the importance of credible and reliable references. Next, we'll guide you through writing for the behavioral and social sciences, sharing tips to articulate complex theories and findings. Our third topic is general writing reminders, followed by a deep dive into the APA guidelines for writing the research. Lastly, we'll illuminate the point allocation guidelines in APA format, shedding light on this often overlooked but crucial aspect. Understanding these guidelines is crucial for anyone involved in psychological research. So, let's dive in, shall we? Sources of information. First, we dive into the sources of information. Now, let's imagine you're crafting a research paper. How do you ensure the credibility of your work? It all begins with proper citation and the use of reliable sources. Think of your sources as the foundation of your research. Just like a house, the stronger your foundation, the more stable and reliable your work will be. When you use credible sources, you're not merely bolstering your arguments. You're also demonstrating your commitment to accuracy and scholarly integrity. In the realm of psychology, peer-reviewed articles stand out as some of the most trustworthy sources. These articles have undergone rigorous scrutiny by other experts in the field. So, when you cite a peer-reviewed article, you're not just sharing an opinion, you're sharing a viewpoint that has been thoroughly vetted and validated by professionals. But don't just stop at peer-reviewed articles. Primary sources, such as original research or first-hand accounts, can also provide invaluable insights. These sources offer a direct window into the subject you're studying, free from the interpretations or biases of secondary sources. Now let's talk about a topic that can make any researcher's blood run cold: plagiarism. It's a serious academic offense that can tarnish your reputation and even end your academic career. But it's also easily avoidable. By citing your sources correctly, you give credit where credit is due. You acknowledge the hard work of others and maintain the integrity of your own. Appropriate citation isn't just a courtesy. It's a necessity. It allows your readers to trace your research journey, verify your claims, and perhaps even build upon your work. So, always attribute your sources, not just to avoid plagiarism, but to contribute to the collective knowledge of your field in a responsible and ethical manner. Remember, your research is only as good as the sources you use. So, choose wisely, cite correctly, and uphold the standards of academic integrity. By doing so, you'll strengthen not only your research but also the entire field of psychology. Writing for the behavioral and social sciences. Next, we explore the art of writing for the behavioral and social sciences. As we delve into the world of psychological research, it becomes apparent that clear, concise writing is not just a preference, but a necessity. When communicating complex psychological concepts, the challenge lies in making these ideas accessible and comprehensible. It's about taking intricate theories and findings and weaving them into a narrative that grips the reader without diluting the scientific rigor. One of the pitfalls to avoid is the overuse of jargon. While it might be tempting to flex your academic vocabulary, remember that the best writing speaks to the reader in a language they understand. Instead of alienating your audience with technical terms, strive to explain these concepts in simpler, more relatable terms. Equally important is maintaining an active voice. Passive voice can make your writing seem distant and convoluted. In contrast, an active voice creates a more direct, engaging narrative. It's the difference between the experiment was conducted by the researchers and the researchers conducted the experiment. The latter is more immediate, more vivid. But what does this all mean for you, as a writer in the field of behavioral and social sciences? It means that your writing is a bridge connecting your research to those who might benefit from it. It means that your words have the power to illuminate, to enlighten, to spark curiosity. And this is why clarity and accessibility are key. So, whether you're publishing your findings in a peer-reviewed journal or presenting your research at a conference, remember these principles. Avoid jargon. Use active voice. Strive for clarity and simplicity. In the end, it's not just about communicating your research. It's about telling a story that not only informs but also inspires. A story that takes the reader on a journey from the question that sparked your research, through the methodology and results, to the implications and future directions. Effective writing can make complex psychological research understandable and engaging. So let's use our words wisely, and let's make psychological science accessible to all. Because at the end of the day, that's what good science communication is all about. General writing reminders and APA guidelines for writing the research. Now, let's delve into general writing reminders and APA guidelines for writing the research. In any form of writing, especially in academic research, proofreading is an absolute necessity. It's our chance to catch those tiny mistakes that can distract from our message. The importance of correct grammar and punctuation cannot be overstated. They're the tools we use to clarify our ideas and guide our readers through the complex concepts we're discussing. Now, moving on to the structure of a research paper according to APA guidelines. It may seem daunting initially, but it's actually a straightforward setup designed to help your readers understand your research better. We start with an abstract, a concise summary of the entire paper. This is your chance to hook your reader, providing a brief overview of your research question, methods, results, and conclusions. It's like a movie trailer, giving a glimpse of what's to come without revealing all the details. Next, we have the introduction section. This is where you set the stage, providing context and background for your research. It's where you propose your research question and explain its significance. Remember, you're telling a story about why this research matters, so make it compelling. Following the introduction, we have the method section. Here, you outline your experimental design in detail. This includes your participants, measures, and procedures. The key here is reproducibility. You want to provide enough detail so that another researcher could replicate your study. After the method, we have the results section. This is where you present your findings, often with the help of tables and graphs. Be objective and precise. Avoid interpreting your results here. Finally, we have the discussion section. This is where you interpret your results, connect them with previous research, and propose future directions. This is your chance to add meaning to your findings and show how they contribute to the larger field. Adhering to these guidelines ensures your research is organized and professionally presented. Point allocation guidelines in APA format. Lastly, we tackle the point allocation guidelines in APA format. These guidelines play a crucial role in how your research paper is graded. They're not just random rules set to make your life harder, but rather a systematic approach to ensure your work is evaluated fairly and consistently. Let's break it down. When your paper is being graded, points are allocated to various sections based on the APA guidelines. This could be your paper's structure, your literature review, the clarity of your hypothesis, or how well you've documented your methodology, to name a few. The real beauty of these guidelines is that they give you a roadmap to follow. They tell you exactly what's expected in each section of your paper and how much weight is given to each. Knowing this, you can focus your efforts where they count the most. So it's not just about writing a great paper, but also about understanding and following these guidelines to achieve the maximum possible score. Following point allocation guidelines can greatly enhance your research paper's grade. Summary and conclusion. To wrap up, APA guidelines are essential tools for anyone involved in psychological research. They provide a framework for presenting your work in a professional and standardized manner. Recall, the sources of information are the backbone of any research. It's crucial to choose reliable and relevant sources to ensure the credibility of your research. In writing for the behavioral and social sciences, clarity and conciseness are paramount. Your writing should be accessible, yet uphold academic rigor and precision. In addition, the APA guidelines provide a comprehensive guide to structure your research, ensuring consistency across the field. This includes general writing reminders and specific formatting rules for your research paper. Lastly, adhering to point allocation guidelines in APA format helps balance your paper, making sure each section receives its due attention and weight. Mastering APA guidelines is a skill that will serve you well in your journey through psychological research. And if you like this video, do not forget to subscribe and follow the Psychology and Physical Training channel for more videos. Thank you for watching.